Oh, wow, there's a whole bunch of people here. How you going, Nick? Hugh, what's going on? Hugh, appreciate it, man. What am I doing with doing triceps? Oh, God. I did triceps last week, and literally I was sore for 5 days. Unbelievable how long I was sore for. I liked it. The thought process, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the video, but I have a sneaky suspicion that triceps are somehow involved. This is going to be a wild take, of course. My crazy mind. But I have a feel like the triceps, at least the long head of the tricep, crosses the shoulder joint, and it has some extension. It has function doing this. I think this is flexion, isn't it? This is extension. I think that's extension. Anyway, I feel like triceps have a role to play in that shoulder extension, and I think shoulder extension is very important when it comes to the deadlift, amongst many other things. And so anytime I discover or connect dots in my mind that something has multiple effects, I get really drawn to it. So, of course, triceps, good for the bench press and overhead press and all the rest of it. But if you can kind of tie into the deadlift, then in my mind, I feel like it can tie into the squat, and it just works on that lat, tricep. And that's exactly where I was sore. So I'm kind of excited to do it for those reasons as well. Yeah, birds. Lots of birds around here. There's a river around here somewhere over there. And a lot of them are just all over the place. Now we'll be chilling. We'll be chilling with the fam. We're going to go to my auntie's house. We're going to have lunch there and chill out. And, I feel like Christmas and Easter is always about family. And that's exactly what's going to happen this time again. What about you, Nick? Any big plans? Oh, there you go. Helped your shoulder pain. Weak infraspinatus from overhead serves. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go, man. Yeah, it's interesting about the triceps, man. It's like any other muscle. People just think they have one role or just a very limited role. But in fact, when you throw into the big soup of what a body can do, all the functions and combinations, it gets quite complicated. But like if you think about it, triceps, shoulders, pecs, lats, none of them really work in isolation. Like if you do anything, like even if it's a bench press, dude, the whole thing's working together. Everything's fighting everything, So it's like, I think you need to work everything. And how you split up the load amongst what do you prioritize more? That's up to you. But if I've learned anything in this journey, it's like, the weaknesses really drown you down, man. They really drown you. And so the big stuff, the prime movers, let's say, whatever that means, they can't exhibit their full potential because there's a weak, crappy thing on the side here that's just down regulating the nervous system, and the whole thing goes to shit. Interesting also how the long head gets quite involved in some back movements too. Yeah. So I did my single cable row thing that I do. And because the triceps have been sore, I was kind of trying to row without the tricep being involved. And I was like, holy shit. Of course the biceps involved, but the triceps also are involved. Man, the whole thing's involved. The more you think about it, the more you realize training full body is basically the only way to go about it. Train full body every day and then have the entire body recover at the same time. The whole thing is recovering on the same graph, on the same curve, rather than doing the bro split, because like everything is working everything. It's kind of weird. Even like if you do standard barbell curls, if you're standing there doing barbell curls and you're like really loading them up, you mean to tell me that your lower back is not being used? You know, like in glutes, like for me, glutes are involved. Like if I'm doing this, the thing is that there is a requirement for the glutes to extend, so I can go this way. So like all these years, people were saying, "Well, don't be seen curling in the rack." Well, you know, maybe they have a reason to be curling in the rack. It's a freaking glute exercise. You know, obviously, you got to be losing some sort of weight, but like the last few reps, no one is there like this. You're trying to kind of like get the last few reps. Anyway, so it's almost like an upper back, lower back, glute exercise as well. Of course, squats and deadlifts stress that area more, but even the lowly bicep curl has something to do with those muscles. It's kind of weird. Let me catch this because I don't know what I'm going to be doing today. So let me just catch this rep. You got to get to see how I record my videos. There you go. It's a phone. Jiggy it up to something and voila. Yeah, cool. Hope you have a good time. You're working Saturday. Oh, anniversary Sunday. Oh, happy anniversary, dude. Hope you guys have a good night, good day. Gym, of course, nice. Yeah, you can always fit gym somewhere there, man. I feel like if you do put gym somewhere there, everything else kind of gets enhanced. Everything feels better. You're in a better mood, happy to see people, your girlfriend, all the rest of it. You feel like you've accomplished something when you go to the gym, regardless of if it's a good gym day or bad or whatever. Do call Easter egg hunts. Yeah, we'll be doing it. So we celebrate Easter on a different day. I don't even know when. Maybe like 2 weeks time, week time. But part of my family also celebrates this Easter, so we kind of do both. But yeah, we'll be doing an Easter egg hunt probably on our Easter. Neglected tricep sometime and only get left trap pain when pressing. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember that video that I did of the guy in the gym, the 23-year-old that was benching over 200 kilos? Do you remember that video? I don't know if some of you guys saw that video or not. If not, you can search it up and see what I'm talking about. Just put like 200 kilo bench. In fact, I think he was trying to bench 207 kilos and he failed the rep. I just happened to be there. He's another Serbian guy, very young guy, obviously 23. And, that video had, lots of people talking about whether he was enhanced or not and whatever. Anyway, so I don't know, a couple of weeks there, we were kind of aligning ourselves to be at the gym at the same time, not voluntarily. It was just kind of happening that way. And the one thing that he was telling me, picking his brains, he always said, dude, it's all about triceps. Just smash the shit out of the triceps. And he was doing the push downs like this, all sorts of different ways. He was like, just do something. But he was adding more weight onto the stack. So he had the pin, and he would put like weights underneath, all sorts. He was doing a full stack and some. And he kept stressing, so he would do the bench, and then for the next hour and a half, he's just doing tricep work, all sorts. I remember once he was on the floor on the Smith machine doing closed grip, like I don't know what they were, like closed grip, skull crusher looking things. I don't know, something like that. And he was just triceps. And then he would go over here and do like these, can you see this? Like, I don't know what you call these, like seated behind the back extension. I can't remember. I don't know what you call them. He was just doing so much for triceps. And he would train them once a week. And he was like, dude, this is it, like triceps. Because at the time, I don't know if you remember, like I was asking him, me going wide on the bench press and trying to like level out that weakness that I had at the time. At that time, I didn't, my max was much, much lower in this position. And he was like, I don't mean to put your party down, but that's not going to carry you over. So he was, that was the conversation. He kept telling me, don't do that, man. Like, do something else, do triceps. So if you think about it, it's all triceps. Now his grips on the bench was very narrow. His competition style bench was very, very narrow, like literally like here. It was actually weird to see because I'm used to powerlifters going here. So it makes sense why he would have lots of tricep involvement. But anyway, and then it makes me think about Louis Simmons and all the rest of these guys who always talked about triceps. Yeah, it's a fun exercise as well. Yeah, you remember, Max. Yeah, there you go. Overhead extensions. There you go. Nick, you think cheating? Because experiment with heaps of different muscle groups to test the impact of different movements. Is there any muscle groups you don't really care as much about training that much? I don't know if there's any muscle groups that I don't care about. I think all muscles have their own role. But I think there's some muscles that I don't like to, or I don't find value in isolating or training specifically. Yeah, there's heaps of those muscles. And, I've circulated through all these ideas. I've basically isolated every exercise, and I've made videos about every exercise over the time. I don't know. Calves, back and forth about calves. I've tested the shit out of them. Over the years, I've also tested the shit out of hamstring curls, hamstring-specific isolation. I don't know about that either anymore. I've done neck training. I've done direct forearms. I think forearms is one thing that it's still simmering in the back of my mind. I think there's something really special about forearms, especially when it comes to the bench press. I think if you can solidify this position, whatever controls the wrist, I think is something special. And I reckon the nervous system does something weird when it feels instability in the wrist. So you might be capable of much more weight. It's just the wrist is shitty, and then everything else gets shitty after that. So, but yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Like, I think all of them are valuable. I mean, right now, if you ask me, is hamstring curls part of, or hamstrings in general part of the mix? No, they're not, because I have my ideas about what I need. Calves, I'm not doing. Tibialis anterior, I'm not doing. Right now, I'm just focusing the hell on hips, adductors and abductors, glutes. I don't even know if core per se, I'm crazy about at the moment. Obliques, yes, like unilateral, like that stuff, yes. But this, I don't know. I'm not doing that at the moment. So in a way, I'm kind of answering your question. Everything that I'm not doing right now is kind of out of the mix for a reason, if that makes any sense. Ooh, that's a good question, Max. I'll get to that straight after this set. Do you guys even see the squat rack? I didn't even check that. 160. Let's see how this moves. The biggest I'm onto something here, man, moment. The first thing that comes to my mind right away is this. What is the best training period I've ever had? And there's three moments that come to my mind straight away. And they're all related. The first one was the 180 for 13 period on the squats. That was crazy. There I learned the upper back has something to do with the squat. And then I went crazy on upper back. So crazy on upper back. And later that year, I hit 20 kilos plus on the deadlift, hit 285. And then basically half a year later or 9 months later, I hit 20 plus kilos on the deadlift, on the squat. And they're all related. And it was a breakthrough period in that AMRAP period when I worked. The biggest aha moment for me, oh my God, I'm onto something, was the upper back. The upper back is something that I didn't really understand much at all now that I think about it. The upper back is everything. And I say that, and it seems dramatic, but it really is. The bar rests on your shoulders for squats. The bar is in your hands for the deadlift. The way the scapula sit on your back and the things that control the scapula are crucial. Because in a deadlift, the moment this happens, like the moment you give out your thoracic spine, the next pressure is in the lower back, and then it just makes the lower back work extra harder. When your lower back gets rounded over, it's impossible to be in a good position, obviously. Very hard to kind of lock out, and you just fall apart structurally. So if you can round your shoulders, but don't let the thoracic spine cave in as well. So when I realized that part of the body has some really strong influence on everything, and I just focused on it directly, isolated it, trained really hard with it, tried to overload it in every which way, volume and weight. I saw wonderful things, wonderful things. So that's probably the biggest I'm onto something moment when it clicked in, because when I was doing the 180 AMRAPs, it got to a point where I was doing these rack holds. I would just literally walk out with 180 and hold it like this. And I remember at the time thinking to myself, okay, in order for me to get 180 for 20, I need to hold the bar in this position for like 3 minutes. Just sit there for 3 minutes. Just like that. The funny thing was I was not even able to sit there for 3 minutes. It was just killing me, man. Like the bar was just digging in, killing me. And eventually what was happening is I wasn't able to hold my arms in this position. And what was happening is this. I was unlocking and the bar wanted to just slip down my back. So then I was like, okay, I got to put some meat on the back of me. And then while I was doing the AMRAP weeks, I started thinking, okay, let me do something for this area. And the more I started doing the upper back work, the more everything else started feeling really well and the squat started flying. I got 8 reps, then 9 reps, then 10 reps, then 11 reps over the weeks. And eventually I got so freaking exhausted. It was a miserable freaking training period because it's so freaking mentally exhausting to go into battle like that, 1.5 times a week, 2 times a week, whatever I was doing. It was brutal. So I gave it up and I moved on to something else. And that something also was directly upper back training. And then eventually, later that year, I threw in some freaking leg press, hack squats, and then that kind of tied in with the freaking deadlift. And then in deadlift, I was able to push off the floor, and my upper back was strong. And that's how the 285 happened. The culmination of those two ideas. I'd say that was the biggest aha moment for me. I always thought squats and deadlift was just lower body, mostly. But there's so much to it. Obviously, core's involved and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Oh my God, I didn't stop this. Look at this, it just kept running. I'm distracted. This is going to be a long video. All right. It's 180 here. I'm going to try to get 5 clean reps, fast reps. That's that. Do I get really tight traps all the time? Not really, man. Not really. Not really. I don't know. Maybe it's the bar sitting on me all the time that loosens it up. I don't know. With the squat every day. Whether that has an impact. Of course, this is pissed off now. Hold on. Okay, that's all right. There we go. That's a nice little spot. All 3 of those periods were absolutely wild. What's always strange is the training lulls that follow. Yeah, man. I know. Every time I was in one of those periods, I was like, okay, Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to keep going. And then eventually, I don't know, man. Eventually, no matter how well and focused you are, no matter how everything is dialed in, you just burn out, man. Like, and then for me, in the past, I've always kind of been like, I'd run through a period for like 8 weeks, absolutely squeeze all the juice out of it, and things would start to get tired and fatigued and whatever. And in my anxious state of, okay, I need to keep it going, I would start to lose faith in the things that got me there. So I remember during that upper back period, the AMRAPs, I didn't quite understand the effect of the upper back until later on. Like you do things and they feel good, but it takes a second, a third, and a fourth piece of evidence for you to kind of truly believe it. And I'm sure I came up with different thoughts at the time and kind of ran with that. But really, I just needed a rest and a reset. Yeah, because nothing really can last that long, man. Things have to stop. Otherwise, it just doesn't. You're not a machine. Can you guys see this? Yeah, your CNS ready. Yeah, CNS is a big part of it. Ram FC, what's going on, man? And what was the pre-workout meal? And what will you post-workout meal be? Oh, man. At work today, I had a Vietnamese roll. I don't know if you guys know. It's called a banh mi. I had that, bought that at lunchtime. So I ate that at 1:30 or something like that. And then I go home and I had my daughter walk on my back, fell asleep for a good hour. I woke up and no kidding, I had some ice cream, literally just some ice cream. And then played some video games. And then I'm out here. So I haven't really eaten a proper meal since 1:30 and now it's 8 o'clock. So after it, I'm going to get some meat in and stuff. I think my missus was at the shops today, so she's bought me some good bread rolls. She does this amazing thing, man. I've been loving it recently. She makes essentially this is my opinion. I mean, I love the girl and stuff, but I think this is better than Hungry Jack's, KFC, all these burgers. So it's a roll split in half. Inside there is a beef patty, good quality beef, minced meat, fried egg, butter on the bread, and then it's usually like a sauce. Like we have this thing in Serbia called ajvar. It's kind of like it's a capsicum, paprika, whatever. I don't know how the hell you describe it. It's called ajvar, AJVAR, ajvar. If you guys can Google that, you'll see ajvar. I love ajvar, man. So she usually chucks ajvar in there, and sometimes some mayonnaise and whatever. It's delicious. I've eaten it like 5 times in the last week. But yeah. What kind of ice cream? I'll never forget the time my gym buddy ate 2 ice cream sandwiches for his pre-workout meal. To this day, me and my boys chip him about that. It's been 2 years. All sorts of ice cream. Like right now, I've got this. I think it's called Awesome Foursome. Awesome Foursome, I think it's called. Is that right? It's got like different flavors, like 4 flavors in there. And each of them, like I said, Awesome Foursome. Ice cream from Woolies. Yes. This one. You see that? Awesome for some ice cream. $11 from Woolies. I'll get through that in a week. This is kind of like my skinny kid. I need to put on weight. How do I put on weight? I need to do something. So I eat a lot of ice cream. That stuff I can get down anytime at any point. Oh man, that's good. Let me take the weights down. All right. My post-workout meal would be 2 McChickens and a hamburger, and I blew up. There you go. Well, sometimes you just need calories. I know, like a lot of people say, "Oh, these foods are not healthy. This is not healthy." But dude, sometimes you just need sheer freaking. You need fuel. Like I know we talk about micronutrients all the time and all this stuff and macros, but dude, you need fuel. We are not the general public. We train a lot. It's like, should somebody that doesn't train sit there and spoon out a whole freaking ice cream or 2 in a week, like the big tubs, whatever they are, 2 liters? No, absolutely not. You're not burning that. You don't need fuel. But if you're training, how much am I training? 15 hours a week or whatever it is, you need fuel, man. Like, simple as that. You found a lot of exercises that have been really impactful. Have there been any which have left you feeling worse off? Yeah, there's been things that I've done that I will never go back to. At least I will not go back to willingly or without a new inspiration or something drastic happening. And one of those was box squats. Box squats were very difficult, and I tried at different heights as well. But that was the only time I injured my knee. I'll never forget, I was squatting with that thing, and my knees were kind of feeling weird. And then I went to work the next day, and I was walking around, and I just felt my knee gave out, and then sharp pain, and I thought, holy shit, have I just torn my meniscus? So high bar, narrow stance, box squats, never again. Never again. That's one thing that comes to my mind right away. The logbook don't lie, that's for sure. It's all there. What about any particular ranges of motion that wreck you? Oh, range of motion? I've done knee bends, like quarter squats. They also made my knees feel weird. like not great. ATG squats never worried my knees, never. Yeah, probably just the shallow squats are probably the worst for your knees, for my knees. And then in recent years, like in recent year or so, like narrow bench upsets my elbow right there. Right there, whatever the hell that thing is. Golfer's elbow, I hear it is. That feels shitty after doing bench, like narrowish. But now when I do tricep push downs, that area feels good. So there you go. Something to think about. Set number 3. I know a lot of people say, Ivan, don't do your push downs like that where you're raising your elbows up and then swinging them down like this. A lot of people say, keep your elbows tucked in and just do this. That's great. However, like we mentioned earlier, the long head of the tricep also does this. It does the extension this way. So if you do this, you kind of use that a little bit. Obviously, use the lats as well, and you're going to end up doing more weight. But I keep saying to myself, I'm not training muscles, I'm training planes of motion movement. And so when you're benching, there is a force of your lats doing this. It's not just triceps floating around in midair. No. Your triceps are working in conjunction with your lats and your upper back to do this. So using the tricep extensions in the same manner, I think it's a good idea. What is this done here? What is this done here? Oh, it's a volume thing. It's going up and down as I speak. Interesting. So that was 3. Next one's number 4. Triceps. Oh man. I'll do one more. It'll be 5 sets. Yeah, I feel like we're all stuck with something. I've always been like that. It's always been like that. So like over the years, I worked out that in order for me to unlock my appetite, I got to do a shit ton of work. And so I get criticized all the time, Ivan, that's way too much freaking volume. Like 10 sets of triceps, push downs, that's too much. That's kind of what I need to do to make sure in an hour's time I get really, really hungry. And then I eat the food in order for me to grow. Otherwise, this stuff doesn't happen. It doesn't grow. And obviously, we need to eat to grow. And ice cream is my thing. I can really eat a lot of ice cream. And mosquitoes love eating me, that's for sure. Maybe because my blood is sweet. From all the bloody ice cream, they just come out here and destroy me every time. All right, the next set is going to be tough. Get through that, and I'll drop the weight, and I'll do a bunch more. All right. So it's 80, down to 70. Lighten it up a little bit for good measure. Can your father still do a bunch of pull-ups? As a young kid, I was drawn into training, of course, training because of pull-ups. Yeah, he can definitely do pull-ups. I've seen him. He can do pull-ups. When I was a kid, basically, he was the first exposure for me for training. You know, he did the military service over there in Serbia. And yeah, they had him fit over there, really fit. And so when he came back, and I was growing up and stuff, I was like, 8, 9, 10 years old. Man, that man could do 30 pull-ups, no problem. Always a light frame, very light, like, 65, 75 kilos, that range. But he could bang him out like crazy, man. He played volleyball as a kid as well, quite like high ranks, from what I understand. Now he's a bit more chubby or whatever, but he's like, what, 85 kilos now or something, probably. 80, 85, something like that. He can still bang him out. Obviously, he's a man that's like, what is he, 66, 67 years old. So he's not a spring chicken anymore, but he can still do it. He's still capable. And he comes in here all the time. He comes over damn near every day to our house. And, he does the garden. He helps me with the garden and cleans the pool. And, he plants veggies in my backyard as well. He does all of that by himself. Like, he's like, you got land here. Why don't you use it for something? I'm like, Dad, I don't have time, to do all this stuff. So he's got a massive veggie patch at his house, front and backyard. We get so much food from them, from that. And he's basically in his retirement. That's his full-time job now, basically. Like, he just tends to that. But he also comes here damn near every day. And he's planted a bunch of stuff around the place. And he always comes around and he waters everything and takes care of it and all of that. And with it, he comes in here into this little gym area that I have, and he just goes around. He does the machines, he does the barbells, he loves the cable. He loves the cable. He'll get on this thing and do some incline. He would just do a lap, and he's still kind of active like that. He still loves the training. So when I called him the other day to pick up these two machines from that gym, he was like, "Oh, I'm there, man. Give me an hour. I'll get my trailer and I'll be there." So he's awesome. He helps us out all the time. Really lucky. Really, really lucky to have him. But yeah, 30 pull-ups, man. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. And I cannot do 30 pull-ups. The most I've ever done was 23 pull-ups, I think. 23 pull-ups I've done. Interestingly, for your information, and that was not on the back of training pull-ups. That was on the back of training my forearms. Interesting about that, isn't it? I strengthened that brachioradialis, this muscle here. I strengthened that really, really well, and it carried over really, really well. So clearly there was a weakness there in my forearm. I was just letting go, and I was hardly even staying up on the bar, let alone repping it out. As I'm sitting here, I am currently making the video for the other channel. Just doing a bit of editing. And then as soon as I get off this live, I'll be making the voiceover. Straight to the voiceover. There we go. I'll do sets of 12 with this. Whew. Wow, that guy's got a really, really fast car. You can hear it. What is that engine? Sounds like a Ferrari or something. Very, very highly strung. Wow, 2 sets. I feel my freaking rear deltoids in that as well. It's like all of the posterior chain. Rear deltoids, triceps, middle lats. All of this, because you're like, kind of like pushing the weight down. It's a really good exercise. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, man, this is going to carry over really well to the deadlift. I don't know what gives me that sensation. Maybe it's the down. Really nice feeling. That's another thing I keep thinking about. I want to like smash the full stack in this over the next month or two or whatever, however long it takes me. And then I want to go back to the bench and be like, okay, has there been a difference? I've not benched for months now. Easily 2 months. Easily 2 months I haven't benched. Haven't benched at all. So let's see. Let's see if it's let's see if it carries over. Aryan says straight up Honda Civic. Yeah. Yeah, man. The Honda Civics, man. Like 20 years ago. Man, the culture around Hondas. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like car culture has really died. I don't know if you guys feel that same way. I don't know if you guys have ever been in car culture, crazy about cars, or maybe I've just grown up. I don't know. But it's not the same anymore. I still got the Evo, man, but you can still see the Evo over there. It's just not the same anymore. I don't know. I've even been thinking about recently, do I go, like all the fuel prices and everything that's going crazy, I'm like, do I buy an EV? I never thought I'd ever think about that. But I've been thinking about an EV. Do I get an EV? I don't know. Would that be a stupid idea? Do any of you guys have an EV? I wonder. What's your recommendation? Would you bother? Have you bothered? That's the freaking question. That's 3 of that. That's 80, 70, 60. Time to go 60. As a boring commuter car, maybe it'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of these cars, like, you know, they're very fast as well, you know. Would it be fun? Would it be shit? I don't know. But depends on how long this war is going to be, you know, going on. We're paying a lot of money for fuel now. I don't know. Then again, if the war stops tomorrow, like, would I even care? I'm really fading out now. Yeah, those refs were cheating as. I think that's it. No hips today. I think I'm done. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Nothing like triceps and back to make you look filled out. That's for damn sure. Gives you that roundness. Glorious bump. It's nice to feel that way, you know? Yeah. get some nice triceps. It's really, really true. Like when it comes to arms, just work on your triceps, man. And then the size just, I don't know, you just, especially when I feel pumped triceps, it just, my arm looks huge. You don't get that same feeling with biceps at all. You know? Ooh. What are you weighing in? Oh man, I've not weighed myself for a little while. I think I've crossed 100 kilos again. 101 probably now, 102 maybe. I haven't come back up to 105 like I used to before that cut that I did at the start of the year. Yeah, did you get put back on because you felt getting bigger or staying leaner? Either way, you're still pretty cut. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. I think the cut was really good. Like I lost a whole stack of weight. I think I hit 96 kilos. So I lost 9 kilos there. And I thought about cutting more, but my strength was disappearing. And I thought, okay, when I got to like 96, 97, I started to feel like my strength was really leaving me. And so at that point, I thought, okay, I've lost enough. I've reset it. Let me start building back up again. And so now I'm feeling pretty strong again. Now I'm doing 180 kilos for sets of 5 every day now. So that's a really good indicator that I've got the capacity now to do pretty good things again. I think the 101 to 105 area for me is just, you got too much, I think. I'm pretty sure I can hit 140 kilos on the squat, weighing 100, 101 kilos. I just have to get dialed in with all the training and build a very strong base in order for me to push again. But yeah, soonish, I'll get back to low bar squats and I'll try to get them up to 190, 200 for 5 sets of 5. I think that's the plan. And when I hit that, then I think I will be ready to hit 240 on the high bar. That's the plan. So right now I'm hitting 180 on the high bar pretty easily every day. So it's not even like once a week. It's every day. I'm hitting it every day. And it's all feeling really good. The hips are feeling good. Back, everything's feeling good. So I'm feeling really healthy. So I'll get back to low bar and crack the heavier weights at the start of the week, and then chill for the rest of the week until Saturday or Sunday, or maybe even Friday, depending on how work goes, and start to hit the 220s, the 230s. That's the plan. That's the plan, man. Apart from strength, do you feel better, leaner in energy, in terms of energy and fitness, or not much difference for the amount of loss? So the energy was weird, right? Because my reserve for training really suffered because I was fasting like 18 hours a day. Fasting feels amazing. It's great. But then the moment you start to exert yourself in the gym, you just have no energy. There's no glycogen stores. There's nothing. So you basically just start tapping into ketosis right away. You start to tap into that fat metabolism. So you don't feel the spark. I think right now the way I feel is amazing. I'm full of energy. I'm full of ice cream. The ice cream is really charging through. I feel strong. I feel, I haven't been sick for a long time, thank God. And that's all looking really good. So I'm in a really nice space right now. But yeah, I wouldn't say that being leaner feels any better. Maybe aesthetically, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you can see some abs coming through, that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's better. All right, that's it, fellas. I'm done. Done for tonight. 1 hour and 10-minute sessions, squats and triceps. I think I'll leave it there. I'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll do another one of these lives to see how it goes. But I appreciate all of you fellas that hung around me, Nick and the rest of the gang. Thank you. I don't know if you guys are near a computer or near the phone or whatever, but Thank you. I will see you all soon, I suppose. Very, very soon. I'll do one of these again at some point. Appreciate you guys. I don't know if you guys are near the computer to say bye, but thank you. All right, guys. Peace out. Thanks, Nick. See you, dude. JSK. Oh, it's Josh. Oh, of course. Josh, thank you, dude. Appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.